Hello, welcome back to Road to Comic Con with Pale Horse. I just got back from a little ride. We've been battling a lot of rainy weather the last couple of weeks, so it's nice to take advantage of a good day out there. But I haven't gotten much art done lately. I've been still doing a lot of work over at the new house. I'm going to be working there next week, trying to get a bunch of flooring stuff figured out. But the house is moving along. Not as fast as would hope, but about as fast as my money can make it right now. So I'm glad that that stuff's getting taken care of, and I should be moving in there in the next couple of months and getting started doing some more artwork. I've been having a little bit more of an interest in my art pop up lately from people in the neighborhood. I got a show tomorrow. Well, my stuff's getting hung up tomorrow. The show's not until a couple more days, but the first day of it being up at this restaurant that I used to work at is tomorrow, so I'm excited to see that. I had a bunch of new paintings that I worked on in previous videos finally framed and looking really good. They're all framed and professionally matted and just looking really good. I can't believe how some of them just take a whole nother life being framed up like that. So I'm excited to see that stuff hung up, and hopefully I sell something. I'm not counting on it. Like I said in other videos, my experience with shows is that the prints usually go a lot quicker than any of the original artwork. So my old method going to the cons was to bring more prints than actual original artwork. So this time around, I really don't have anything to sell because everything's packed away, and I sold out of a lot of my prints before packing everything up and moving to the new house. But I just really want to go out and do the show just to get the juices flowing again and have that feeling of being on display and talking to people about art and techniques and different artists that I like and whatnot. I missed doing that kind of stuff. Been practicing a little bit of digital art, trying to make some t-shirts and different images in Photoshop. It's super challenging. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just have like a rudimentary grasp of Photoshop. So I've been trying to learn a little bit of that. I found a couple cool YouTube videos on how to do some techniques, and I'm looking into seeing if I can maybe come out with a couple t-shirt designs. I'd like to give a shot at that. I know a couple people through friends of old workmates that are screen printers, and I'm thinking maybe to get maybe I should get a couple designs and see what that guy can do for me, and get a run of shirts and give them to my friends and try to sell a few of them at shows. Come up with a clever catchphrase or a cool little picture to put on it or something. But that's something I've been thinking about doing. This whole year has been trying to come up with ways to there's a big old spider right there. Come out with ways to diversify and not pinhole myself into being just a portrait artist or a fan artist, whatever you want to call it. I just really want to get back into the creative space that I was in a while ago, and I fell out of it and started getting interested in other things, and now those other things are kind of feeding into my artwork again and wanting to get going. So I'm still on a break from art, kind of. I don't have much of anything to show, but I'm keeping going. That's all that matters. I wanted to talk about a couple things. Since my last video, we had Star Wars Celebration. Star Wars. you having fun?
Yep.
And we had a great time. I saw Gary Anderson. He's one of our art casters and a fellow buddy of mine. He was really kind, and he gifted me with an awesome set of sketch cards, and I wanted to share them with you, my viewers, because Gary Anderson is an awesome artist and a good buddy of mine. I've known him for a few years, and I haven't actually met him too many times personally, but we've had conversations over Facebook, and has been a fan of me and other people in the Artcasters, and has always been a good part of the Artcasters, putting up pictures and stuff like that. And he's a really generous artist. He's bought a couple of my cards. He was like one of my first customers at my one of my first shows, which was really cool. I can throw up a picture of me and him a few years back during Christmas time. But he did some videos on his channel of some sketch cards, and he at the show he gave me, or at the Star Wars Celebration, he gave me some of his cards. I really love this one. This one's probably one of my favorites. Some pretty cool Jawas there. Some helmet. That's pretty cool. But yeah, he's a good artist. He does good sketch cards, and like I said, this one's awesome. Look at that. He's super generous with his sketch cards. A couple of times I've seen him go out to on vacation and do a sketch card and leave it somewhere in a hotel, and that's pretty cool. I'm jealous of those people that find one. I got a sketch card that he did for me a long time ago, and he sent it out to me, and I still have that on my Star Wars shelf. Well, it's packed up right now, but it has a nice spot on my shelf. But I wanted to share some of that stuff with you. I thought it was really cool to see Gary Anderson at the Star Wars Celebration, and that he was super kind on handing out a pack of sketch cards, and he gave my wife, or his wife, or gave I think it's his wife. I'm not sure. I have to look up if that's his wife or not. But she gave my wife a luggage tag that was really cool. It had the Chicago flag. If you're not familiar, it's white and blue, or blue and white, and has a row of 5 stars in the center of it. And the luggage tag had a walker with the flag and the skyline of Chicago on it, and I thought that was pretty cool. But while we were at the Star Wars Celebration, we got to meet Ian McDiarmid, the Emperor, if you're not familiar with their actual names. He was super awesome. A little funny little thing that happened was during these meet and greets, they have photo sessions where you basically stand in line and you go in and you take a quick photo with the person. It's really quick. It's like less than 5 minutes that you're actually in the place that you're getting a photo shoot of. So we walk in and we meet Ian McDiarmid and shake his hand, and to take our picture, and they screwed up our picture. They said that his eyes were shiny from his glasses in the flash, and he told them to move around a little bit, and they took a picture. And then we were leaving, and the photo man stopped us. He's like, "Hey, stop. Can you go back?" So we get back in line, and as we're getting back in line, Ian McDiarmid was all, "Oh, you didn't have enough of the dark side?" And he puts his hands around our backs, and we take the final picture. And that was so funny. I laughed so much after having that little experience. I thought that was so funny. He's a really soft-spoken man. His hands are really soft. I don't know. Whenever I meet somebody, that's the first thing I notice, if their hands are hard and calloused, or if they're soft or whatever. And, but yeah, he had some soft, cold hands. It's kind of funny. But the other thing that was kind of weird, but awesome at the same time, was me and my wife got to get a photo with Peter Mayhew, and I got to have one of my paintings signed by Peter Mayhew. And the sad thing about it is, right after that, 15 days later, he had passed away. So it was kind of, it was bittersweet. I got to meet him and have one of my paintings signed, and just have a great time at that, and had that whole experience. And then, I was at work and I found out that he had passed away, and yeah, I was kind of shocked, because I was actually kind of worried about him after I met him, because he seemed a little out of it and just tired. But I looked at his schedule and he was there the whole time. I mean, that guy probably really loved Star Wars, and loved the fans, and loved to be part of their lives and their Star Wars experience. And it was an honor to meet him the very brief time that I got to meet him. Definitely was a really good memory for me for the rest of my life, was meeting those guys. And the highlight of my event was I actually got to meet one of the guys that got me into painting the way I do. I mean, Jeff Lafferty was one of the guys that got me into painting sketch cards and whatnot, and painting Star Wars, his early on videos when I started following him. But the other guy that got me into this was Matt Bush. He's a Lucasfilm artist, and he's got stuff published by Lucasfilm, comic books, movie posters. He has a little YouTube series that was on YouTube before they started hacking it to death with the copyright strikes and removing the audio and stuff like that. It was called You Can Draw Star Wars, and it's made for kids. But when I was first learning how to paint and stuff, it kind of helped me a lot of looking at techniques and how to properly use airbrush to get effects, glowing and stuff like that. So I picked up a lot of information my first time out trying to paint and stuff like that, and I learned a lot of stuff from watching YouTube videos. And Matt Bush was one of those guys that really put that knowledge out there, that you can do it if you put your mind to it, and you just need to learn a little bit of stuff and practice. And meeting him was so awesome. I showed him some of my prints and my Chewbacca painting that I was going to get signed by Peter Mayhew, and he said they were beautiful, and he encouraged me to try to get a table, and he said, maybe one day we'll be table mates, at a show, and that he encouraged me to continue to follow my dream to be an artist at Artist Alley at a Comic-Con or C2E2 or whatever, a bigger show. So thanks for sticking with me on this little hiatus that I've got going here, and I promise it won't be too much longer until I start back to my old ways with the time-lapse painting sessions and the motorcycle stuff that I ride around. And I got a lot of plans for some videos that I wanna do, and some other stuff I want to share. I don't want to just be art. I kind of want to just have share my experience. A lot of it's art, a lot of it's motorcycles. So if you like those two things, you'll like my channel. As I say at the end of all my videos, keep painting.